Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and this is Connor.
Hey guys.
And Connor, are you aware that there's going to be a Ginger Pride Day in September?
I've seen mention of it. I haven't looked into it yet.
Yeah, it's a mockery, quite frankly. It's more of a mockery of politics and everything on earth than
I don't disagree with you.
this show.
Yeah,
Not that this show in quality is you know what I mean? It's a satire of
yeah.
politics, whereas this is just like real life parading.
And
Is
it's almost more
satire.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I expect the aliens to show up first. We're going to talk about BrainDead, Season 1, Episode 4. We didn't have an episode last week because it was the 4th of July in the US.
Feels
So
like so long since we've watched this.
it does feel a while. There's been a lot of new TV in the last week.
Yeah.
And it's been quite hectic, so it feels like a while since we had one of these. But yeah, this is Episode 4. It's called, brace yourselves for this title, Wake Up Grassroots, the 9 virtues of participatory democracy and how we can keep America great by encouraging an informed electorate. Yeah, sure, have your paragraph as a title. For short, let's just refer to this as Wake Up Grassroots, thank you very much. And full spoilers for the episode, as always, on this show. So, I think this was the best episode yet.
I agree. I really liked it.
Uh, it was funnier than the past few had been.
Yep.
Um, Quite frankly, it may have been the funniest suicide I've ever seen.
I'm struggling to think of a funnier one.
There may be. I mean, it's not something I remember typically if there was a funny suicide, but
You'd
that's
think you would though. That seems like a pretty memorable thing. Funny suicides.
it does. But I laughed really hard when Laurel's friend, and when realizing that she's going to be forced to get a CAT scan to see if the bugs are in her brain, decides to just casually walk off the balcony. And it is so
It's not
casual.
even no. It's not walk. It's a head first fall.
Well, what I mean is when she goes up to the balcony, she just kind of like, as she's speaking, she doesn't even stop to.
Yeah. It's like her. What is it? A jacket and a phone. It's like it's out there on the balcony, and she's just going to
Yeah.
pick it up.
And she continues to talk right to the moment where she just sort of like plunges off.
Yeah.
It's it was cracking me up. It
Yeah.
was
Me
amazing.
too.
So that was good. But that's the big plot of this episode actually is that Gustav and Laurel and the doctor lady whose name I can't remember yet. Too many characters to remember them all. But they like he suspects his cat's got the things inside of him, and the doctor's like, no, we need a human. Or the
Yeah.
FBI, I guess, says we need a human so that the CDC can then start looking into this and all that.
You know, we got it at the in the recap at the very end. I was like, oh, maybe they're going to explode the cat. I really thought they might go there.
Well, luckily it didn't, so we're good.
Yeah, you
But
say luckily.
But it doesn't matter though. It doesn't. I mean, how does it affect the cat anyway? It's not like the cat's going to start acting that differently.
I know, but we didn't have any exploding heads this week. I mean, we had a smashed head.
The smashed head, that was enjoyable.
Yeah, it was, but could have had an exploding one as well.
So on the bug invasion angle, we had them trying to get her friend to come in, get a CAT scan. Didn't work out. She killed herself, and that was kind of the main sort of that side of it. Other than the ending, of course, which is the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Laurel has a successful date with the FBI man, but upon waking up, it is apparent that he has now been taken over. Dun dun dun, as you
Yeah.
know. I do have one minor complaint though about all this. In this episode, out of nowhere, as much as it was amusing watching or notice it afterwards, they bring up this like loss of hearing on one side and like limping thing.
The limping thing definitely. The loss of hearing is easy to cover.
It is, but I felt like, wait a minute, I've not seen anybody limp in the last like 3 episodes, and all of a sudden Tony Shalhoub's limping now as well.
That's the thing, though. I wonder if we go back and look at them now, if they do actually limp and we just didn't clock on.
Maybe we just didn't notice it. But I felt like I've not noticed anyone do that, and as soon as they said it, it cut to someone doing it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
I hadn't noticed it either, but now I'm not actually like without going and checking because it's not something you really notice. I don't think unless it's exaggerated or it's on your mind like this where you're looking for it.
It happened multiple times though, and it was really blatant.
It was.
The episode opened with a really cool introduction of two characters who we don't know, and they're neighbours, and they both get infected at the same night. And the whole purpose of this scene, and those two characters throughout the episode, is actually to show that the aliens, bugs, don't actually have an agenda, unless the agenda is collectively to just like make everyone like fuck everything up so that we're easy to take over or something. I don't know. Maybe that's the unified
Cause
agenda.
chaos, yeah.
Yeah, cause chaos. Yeah, because it didn't like. One person's more of a liberal, one person's more of a conservative, and it basically has made them both like extremists. Is what it did. Like they both amplified kind of what was already in there. So that was interesting, because I think even though the higher up that's trying to take Luke's job, even though she was infected, the last episode, we never really get the sense that, like, I thought she might now align with Tony Shalhoub's character, but this episode made it clear that no, they're still definitely on opposite sides, and them racing to try and stop that whole 15-minute window vote thing to open up the government again was amusing.
That's another scene that was cracking me up when they were trying to get it to vote to open it up, where it's just the three of them, and there was the old guy just asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I also laughed out loud when they're racing back and the subway's closed because the government's shut, and they want to keep the government shut, but it's the thing stopping them from getting back. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So that was good. So even the political stuff in this episode had a good beat to it and had a good sense of humour to it. So,
yeah, there was a lot of. It's very irony heavy.
Yeah. Other than that, we had, of course, Laurel's relationship with both the FBI guy developing, and with what's his face, the other dude that she's been. You know what I'm talking about?
The politician
Gareth.
guy.
Yeah, Gareth.
Yeah.
That's his name. He, like, him donating the money to her thing and them having a little flirty moment, and
yeah,
obviously it's all very well they won't, even though she's kind of got a thing for this FBI guy, although he's fucked now, so
yeah, and she's aware of that, so
yeah. So we had that developing. Of course, the two characters from the start of the show, I forgot to mention how I liked their car like competition thing.
Yeah, it starts with just, oh, can you turn that down, and ends with them literally just ramming into each other.
Yeah, that set the tone for the episode for me. I was quite into that car ramming scene.
Yeah,
and then he gets really creepy later on when he's like pulling a knife out in front of Laurel and like, why aren't you doing anything? Why don't you care? The country's going to hell, and you're just like, not caring. You're caring about other things, aliens instead of.
It's just brandishing this knife out of nowhere.
Yeah. So no, I had fun with this one. Gustav's really cool. I really like him as a character.
Yeah, I really liked him nerding out with the CDC doctor guy.
Yeah,
about the worms.
I like him
funny.
backseat like cat scanning.
Yeah.
And I like that in the musical intro that's previously on, it cuts to him just saying his line in the middle of the song.
Yeah, it's some good editing there.
Yeah, so that was good. I still don't like this as much as like 3 or 4 other shows that we're watching right now, but I think it's improving. Like, I enjoyed this one more than the last 3.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, definitely. And this is a pretty good low bar for where we're sat.
Aye, absolutely. No, I agree. One last thing to point out, just in a less jokey tone, is there was a reference in this episode to Black Lives Matter, and that hit like a fucking wrecking ball when she, because obviously it's not meant to be funny anyway. It's kind of meant to be like an awkward funny moment, because she blatantly says all lives matter, not just black lives, in front of the black character, and it's kind of awkward. And obviously they didn't know that things were going to happen right before this aired, but it felt so like, oh wait, right.
I'm almost surprised they didn't delay it or cut something, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think they should have to cut it, but at the same time, when she said that, I was like, whoa, that's like...
It was a ballsy move to leave it in.
The timing on that is like, geez, that stung. It was just awkward. Like, I felt awkward after she said that.
The thing is, I do respect leaving it in, though, because it makes it have even more impact.
Oh, no, I don't think they should censor it, but I wouldn't have blamed them had they just sort of...
No, it wouldn't have been surprising if it had been cut.
But yeah, I wanted to point out how that did not go unnoticed.
No, it did.
Also, there was a reference to the EU in this episode as well, I think, which also felt kind of timely. Yeah, they mentioned the EU and something about negotiations, and I was like, Yeah, I mean, it's not a direct reference to Brexit, but just the fact that that just happened and then they're talking about the EU. I just
Yeah, and it's like you saw like the two characters that start looking at Hillary and Trump things, and
yeah, yeah,
it's all very timely. They've done a good job with that.
yeah. I think going with the Black Lives Matter thing, it's just kind of depressingly sad that that stuff keeps happening. So it was obviously somewhat relevant when they wrote it, and the fact that it's relevant again, even more so when it's aired, is actually just kind of sad.
It is.
So
If anything, it shows it's getting worse, much like the situation on the show.
yeah, so that's a bit of serious talk at the end of that. But that's BrainDead episode 4. Show's getting better. And also, I enjoyed her horrible green screen effect on her Kickstarter video, or not Kickstarter, whatever it was, GoFundMe, whatever crowdfunding was. One last thing, actually, just before we go, I almost forgot to mention this. I can't believe that I did, but there's a scene in the middle. So the Republicans are setting up this what they call a grassroots, like they're astroturfing by like almost pretending there's this new group of people and then making people actually set it up like after the fact.
Yeah.
And so Gareth's like having like a meeting with them and like they're just kind of telling them what the plans are, and they just casually say, "Oh, there's going to be links on the website for how to make a bomb."
Yeah, it's all pretty normal up to that point. You're like,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, obviously, it's normal in the context of the crazy things that are happening anyway.
It will cracks me up, and she says like another 3 things after that, and then he's like just nodding along, and then he was like, "Wait a minute, can you go back a bit?
Yeah.
Just repeat that last part." It's like, so why would they need to make bombs? Or why would you need links so that people can make bombs? Like, oh, for people who don't know how.
It's the way it's like played just so straight and matter of fact. It's like, well,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, that really cracked me up. I wanted to mention that before we left because
It's where they go, oh, it's another. You said it yourself. It's another revolution. And it's like, yeah, but you can't kill them. And I'm like, why not? They have muskets. We have Glocks.
that's BrainDead. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. Helps us out a lot. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time, guys.